Hey everybody, it's Dan and welcome back to Shining Song Starnova. The last we left off, I don't even want to, I just, bad things, bad, yeah, let's just move on. Anyway, we're at the beach now. Wish it could be under happier circumstances, obviously. After a few hours of driving, we jumped to town and checked into a hotel with a beach. I sighed as I sat down beside the road. What a nasty situation this has spiraled into. That's a bit of an understatement, my friend, but sure, let's go with that, okay. Think there were people out there that crazy enough to actually make an attempt on an idol's life entirely because of imagined slights. Yeah, Most likely they were probably petty criminals to begin with. Basically, people who think they had nothing left to lose by going around and kidnapping women they don't like. To think there were people like that roaming the streets. They just targeted their daily anger at someone until it became an all-encompassing obsessive fury. There were lowlights like that in this world. God, why am I... Mika's voice interrupted my thoughts. Oh, hi. Huh? Mika? What are you doing here? You should stay inside. It's dangerous for you to be out wandering around. Around. I was trying to say about and around at the same time. No, I doubt they would have been able to follow us this far from the city. I held up my hand. I almost forgot. Your cell. Oh. I took her cell phone away, now that it had become compromised. Sorry. I'll get you a new one right away. Blech. Here, you can use this one for now. People really are frightening creatures, aren't they? Must have been terrifying to be kidnapped by a group of men like that. I was so scared I thought I was going to die. But I was really relieved when Producer Son arrived with us to rescue me. Really, really relieved. Those people really had lost their minds. They were talking about all sorts of crazy things. Things like I was a sellout, that I had betrayed my supporters. It felt like they were completely disconnected from reality. They are, yes. Well, disconnected enough. It's like, they obviously, if you're like completely disconnected, then, you know, you're probably not even going to be... You're probably not going to be aware to the point where you can even be necessarily mobile. But at this point, they're disconnected enough, just enough, that they can still function relatively in the real world, while still not really existing in the real world, so to speak. Nothing I could have said to them would have convinced them otherwise. It was like we spoke two different languages. Oh, shit, I clicked out of the game. Fuck. Sadly, there are some people like that. Not that many, but still, they exist. They think just because they supported you one time that now they own you, or like an object. That they now own you like an object. But let's not look at just those people. In the end, there's a lot of good people out there too. In reality, most people just go with whatever the people shouting the loudest decide. I don't really know myself, Mika. In the end, I didn't really make it very far when I was in your shoes. I'm just a producer now. Whatever happens from now will be your decision. Regardless of what you choose, I'll be here to support you. Mahoma. My decision won't change. I'm still going to hold the Black Opera live. In fact, this incident is just one more reason that I have to go out there and remove the confusion that people stirred up about me. We need to decide this once and for all. People have been spreading lies about me for too long. Producer-san, let's do this. Our biggest and greatest Black Opera yet. Alright. You've really grown up, Mika. Working the idol business certainly has opened my eyes to a great many things. I feel like I've fully become a functioning human now. Maybe I graduated from being a human failure too. Yes. Yes. Please. Please just don't go back to that. That's... And it was all thanks to Ryu-san's help. I'd say a lot of people helped. But you did the heavy lifting because that takes place in here. You know? It's... A state of mind like that really other people can provide a huge amount of assistance, but really, like, to get out of that requires you to take the necessary steps to start thinking in the right way to move forward like that. For believing in me and getting me past all the hard parts. Yep, that's what I'm here for. I'm a producer after all. We looked at the starry night horizon. What a journey it had been. From being just a shut-in who could barely communicate with other people, Mika had grown up into a truly great idol. Even though I still felt nostalgia for the old Mika, I knew that this was for the best. We had spent day after day training, talking, growing closer. Now, her moment had come. After all the pain, all the heartbreak, this is our opportunity to... sorry. This is our opportunity to turn everything around. It's really late, but I'm like on a bit of a crunch because my schedule's been kind of crazy recently. This would be our decisive live. January 21st, 2018, morning. Backstage. Finally, Saturday arrived. All the girls had already arrived earlier today. But when we opened the live house, it didn't take long for us to receive an unpleasant surprise. I peered my head out of the curtains and saw a suspicious ground of men lined up at the front row. Judging from how they were dressed up in black hoodies and chains, I can only presume that they weren't here to cheer on Riley Unit. My fears were only confirmed when they started tossing trash onto the stage while hollering and jeering. Wouldn't that be grounds to get them kicked out, though? Because they're kind of, you know, being a public nuisance. I mean, hell, more than that, just the business could kick them out for saying, like, you're interfering with the show. Stop it. Come out, Mika-chan. You think she's so scared of us that she's pissed herself? Shit, I don't piss. Meanwhile, our regular fans were taking care to keep away from our unexpected interlopers. They stood huddled at the corners of the room, looking down at their shoes. What's going on? Who are these people? To think the haters would be so bold as to intrude upon the girl's performance. But won't making a big fuss just cause more trouble for Mika-chan? Really? Boy, you, Fatso, what are you staring at? We're ticketed fans, you know. You have as much right to be here as you shits. This is... I felt a small body underneath me. Mika? She had popped her head out under me to figure out what was going on. She collapsed to the floor and crawled away backstage on her back. It's them! They're the ones who tried to kidnap me. So it is really them, huh? We've got some guts trying to crash our live. Should I call the cops? No. If we did that, then we'll have to cancel the live. Not to mention it'd be a huge scandal in the papers. I opened up the radio. Hey, Kadama. The kidnappers are among the audience members. Is there any way to get them ejected? Regarding that, short of violence, there's not much grounds to eject ticket holders for merely making noise or jeering at a live house. But also throwing trash from it just like in general, it's kind of the public nuisance thing. Certainly that kind of behavior would not be too unusual for these kind of venues. Shit, I thought as much. If they had bought tickets, the live house wasn't just going to let us boot them out unless they incited violence or did a climb top of the stage. In other words, they could insult Meek all they wanted from the front row and there wasn't anything we could do about it. And if I called the authorities and busted our customers in the middle of a live, the tabloids would basically have a field day with that story. We would essentially be skinned alive in the court of public opinion regardless of the justice of the situation. Sorry, but it's obviously unreasonable to force you to perform in front of them. Don't worry, there's still 6 more members of Starnova, aren't there? You can do this one to your fellow teammates. But... It was obvious that Mika was terrified. Her entire body was shaking and her face had drained of color. Tears welled up in her eyes as they darted side to side in panic. I still have to do it. This is our last chance. If it gets reported that I don't make the stage, and what will they say about me? It'll just get worse, you know? Then even our closest fans will leave. We can't have that. Not our Starnova. I can't let that happen. Mika, I'm going to do it. I'm going to become Sylvia Night Song. This is going to be our black opera. The kidnappers from the crash are alive? Yeah, and since those scum bought tickets, there's no way for us to kick them out unless they break one of the live house's rules. No way. Good, let me at him. I'll give him a good licking for messing around with Mika-yan. Calm down, you idiot. It will just cause more trouble for us, you know. Why is the law never on our side? Are you sure about this, producer-san? Taking the stage under these conditions is gonna be rough, you know. Indeed, we've never performed before such a hostile audience before. And with the fake stories being disseminated by the press, none of our usual fans will feel inclined to cheer us on. I understand your concerns, but this is something Mika decided. From a narrative perspective, technically, yes. But... Mika bowed down before the other girls. Ma? At Don's words, the girls all looked at each other and smiled. That's troubling, but, I mean, okay, if you're up for it. One-sama has it right here. Also because if they do legitimately try something, then they're gonna get fucked over. Did you manage to find a way to hide your knife from that costume, by the way? Just curious. No reason. Uh-huh. You, who, Mika? Ah. And for very good reason, but let's not dive back into that. Really just had to call her a dork right now? I mean, okay. Yeah, go for the ankles. Yeah, let's, okay. Sure you don't want to add an all of a sudden on that just to make it more anime? The girls formed into their usual pre-live group huddle. As the girls' producer, there was nothing more that I could do. All I could do was watch. Everything was in Mika's court now. Everyone, Mika, do your best. Right. I'm going to end the episode here. So, well, next time we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you then.